Hello, friends, and welcome to an all levels feel good flow. If you're new here, my name is Sierra, and just know that I'm only here to guide you today. So just listen to your body and honor wherever you may be in your yoga practice. Take what you need and leave what you don't. And today we'll just be meeting in a tabletop position. So just meet me with your knees stacking underneath your hips and your wrists are underneath your shoulders. We'll just begin with some cat-cow to warm the spine up. So on your next breath in, tabletop, drop your belly down towards your mat, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and gaze up towards the sky. Open the chest. On your exhale, round your spine, chin to chest, actively press away from the mat. Inhale, arch the spine, and exhale, round the spine, round the shoulder blades across your back, chin to chest. Inhale, arch, stick the tailbone out. Exhale, round, tuck the tailbone in. Feel free to add on any other movement that might feel good. Explore, tuck your toes. Maybe you take hip circles or spinal waves. Just linking your movement with your breath and releasing any stagnant energy that may be trapped in your body. Close your eyes and tune out of whatever this looks like and just really tune into the body. Just what this feels like today. What can you release and let go of? Whenever you're content, we'll eventually just make our way back to a tabletop position to warm up our wrists. Place your fingertips towards your knees, and we'll just focus on shifting our weight forwards and backwards. Feel free to tuck your toes as well if you'd like to incorporate a stretch in the soles of your feet. Inhale, shift forwards, and then exhale, shift back, feeling a deep stretch in the insides of the wrists, the fingers, the soles. Just go with your breath, a few more rounds. Inhaling forwards, exhaling, pressing back. Make your way back to neutral wrists, fingertips face the front edge of your mat, knees are stacking underneath your hips. Walk your arms out long in front of you, coming down to a puppy pose. Allow your heart to melt down through the gates of your arms, and lengthen the tailbone up towards the sky, feeling a deep stretch in your upper spine, your thoracic spine. 2 more breaths. Mindfully start working your way back up, hands stacking underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky. And on your exhale, slowly thread your left arm underneath your right. Draw your left cheek down onto your mat. Yogi's choice, maybe you bind your right arm behind your back. Ground down through your left knee and lengthen your right leg long back behind you. Start on your toes. Ground down through your right palm. Inhale, lift your left arm back up towards the sky. Unbind, untwist. Slowly float your palm down onto your mat. Fingertips face your knee. Just focus on shifting your weight forwards and backwards. Come back to neutral wrists. Pivot on your left shin to face the long edge of the mat and ground down through your right heel. Take a moment to just take big circles in one direction, opening your chest, massaging your shoulder girdle. And then eventually, meet with your bicep in line with your ear. Palm faces down. Stretch your fingertips forwards and away. If you'd like to add on, maybe you hover your right leg, engage your core. If you'd like to add on a little more, maybe you grab the back foot and envision creating a basketball hoop with your arm and your leg. Release if you took the bind, and slowly melt your knees down onto your mat, setting up for a camel pose. Tuck your toes, sit up nice and tall, scoop your pelvis in, draw your right hand on top of your right butt cheek, and lift your left arm up towards the sky. Open your chest. On your exhale, melt your hips down towards your heels. Inhale, right arm rises. Exhale, back to center. Last one, inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, right arm rises. Exhale, sink the hips. Place your right palm down onto your mat and extend your left leg long, ground down through your heel. Sweep your left arm up, overhead. And then if you'd like to add on, extend your right leg long in front of you and bump your hips up towards the sky, rock star. Slowly allow your sits points to come down onto your mat. And we'll set up for a boat. Option to stay here, or option to extend the whole body long, arms and legs, hover. And then exhale, crunch your knees in towards your chest, hold. Inhale, extend, reach long. Exhale, knees to the chest. Inhale, extend, keep your chest open. Exhale, bend. Cross your ankles. And we'll roll to a tabletop position, or however you choose to get there. Just meeting me back so we can start on another side. Inhale and lift your right arm up towards the sky, twist open, gaze up. Exhale, draw your right arm underneath your left and draw your right cheek down onto your mat. Ground down through both of your knees. And if you'd like, maybe you take a bind and you bind your top arm behind your back. Open your chest. Send your breath into your right shoulder and notice what you can soften here. Extend your left leg long. Maybe you ground down through your left palm. Inhale, right arm rises up to the sky, unbind, untwist. Exhale, float your right palm down, fingertips face your knee. And just take a moment to shift forwards and back, feeling a deep stretch in your hamstring, your quad, your inside of your wrist. Come back to neutral wrists and pivot on your right shin. Left heel grounds down, and just take a moment to take big circles with your top arm in one direction, just massaging the shoulder girdle again. And then eventually, meet me with your bicep in line with your ear. Stretch your fingertips away, palm faces down. Maybe you hover your back leg. Maybe grab the top of your back foot. Modified sugar cane. Kick your foot into your hand. Add resistance. Extend everything long. Float your knees down onto your mat. And sitting up for camel pose again. Tuck your toes behind you. Place your right hand on top of your right butt cheek and lift your left arm up. Let your hips down. Inhale, left arm rises. Lift your chest. Shift your hips forwards. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, lift. Open. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift the right arm up and open. Exhale, sink. Place your left palm down. Extend your right leg. Inhale, lift your right arm up and overhead. Take a side bend. Maybe you extend your bottom leg in front of you and bump your hips up towards the sky, taking a rock star, and then melt your hips down towards your mat. Come back to a boat pose, and from here, option again, you can hold here, or maybe you take a deep breath in and extend your whole body long, lean back. Exhale, knees to chest, crunch. Inhale, extend, reach long. Exhale, bend, back to center. Inhale, extend, hover. Exhale, bend. Cross your ankles, and then we'll roll to a tabletop position, or however you choose to get there. Eventually meeting me in a child's pose, sending your hips back to meet your heels. Draw your gaze towards the top edge of your mat. Inhale, slide through your arms, lift your chest, take a back bend. And on your exhale, bend your knees and your hips to your heels, child's pose. Making movement with breath. Inhale, slide through your arms, lift your chest, back bend. Exhale, bend the knees and the hips to the heels, child's pose. Last one, inhale, slide through the arms, lift the chest. Exhale, roll over your toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Pedal your dog left and right, stretching your hamstrings, taking your dog for a walk. And then eventually, slowly walk your feet all the way to meet your hands at the top edge. Grab opposite elbows and just ragdoll your body left and right, letting all the tension melt away from your lumbar spine. Release your arms down, slowly roll all the way up, vertebra by vertebra. Head is the last to rise. Inhale, swoop your arms all the way up towards the sky, palms touch. Hook your thumbs together, create some resistance, actively pull your arms apart, open your chest. Draw your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, extend your elbows, inhale, lift your chest, back bend. And on your exhale, hinge at your hips, draw your wrists up towards the sky, crown of the head lengthens down towards the mat. Eventually release the hands down towards your mat, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms and step your right foot back, coming into a runner's lunge. Focus on allowing your hips to melt down towards your mat, opening your chest, lengthening your spine. Step your left foot back to meet your right, plank pose. Deep breath in. And on your exhale, drop down knees, chest, chin, all the way down into the belly. Inhale, lift your chest, engage your back muscles, cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, bend your knees and your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Ground down to the right foot. Inhale, left leg rises up, bend the knee, maybe stack the hips, and take a few big circles with the knee in one direction, opening your hip, and then reverse 2 circles. Extend your left leg long. Draw the knee into the chest, plant your foot right between your hands, runner's lunge. Big step forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way back up to standing, palms touch all the way at the top. Exhale, draw your hands down next to the sides of the body. Inhale, lift your arms. Create a bind with your thumbs. Actively pull your arms apart again, open your chest. And then interlace your fingers behind your back, extend your elbows, squeeze your palms. Exhale, fold. Hinge at your hips. Wrist draw up to the sky. Crown of your head lengthens down. Release your hands down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step your left foot back. Runner's lunge. Step your left foot back to meet your right, plank pose. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, take a back bend. And on your exhale, roll over your toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises, bend the knee. Maybe you take a few circles with your knee in one direction. Open your hips. And reverse. Big circle the other way. Extend your right leg long. And slowly draw your knee in towards your chest. Plant your foot right between your hands. Maybe you help it up. Big step forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way back up to standing. Palms touch. Exhale, melt the arms down. Inhale, arms rise. Create a bind, hook the thumbs together, deep breath in, keep pulling. Exhale. Hands come behind the back, interlace your fingers. Forward fold. Squeeze the palms together. Release the hands down, inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop your feet back, chaturanga. Press it back up to plank pose. Drop the knees down, send the hips back to meet the heels, child's pose. Take a deep breath in and slide your body forwards, up dog or cobra. And then eventually, at your own time, we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Kick your left leg up and back, and slowly draw your left knee in towards your left elbow. Drop the foot down onto the left edge of your mat, heels in, toes out. Inch your back knee back a few inches, drop the knee, untuck the back toes, and set up for a lizard pose. You can stay up on your palms or maybe drop down onto your forearms. And if you'd like to add on a little more, you can also ground down through your right hand and reach back and try to grab the top of your back foot. Feeling a deep stretch in the front of your right hip. Maybe even drop down onto your right forearm. Go wherever feels best for your body today. Release the bind if you took it. Ground down through the palms, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, big step forward, step the right foot to the right edge of the mat, heels in, toes out, setting up for a low squat. Reach the arms forward, spine is straight, maybe your hips are in line with your knees. Great job, draw the palms together, extend the legs, extend the arms all the way up towards the sky, and on your exhale, sink your hips low, back to your low squat. Palms down, step the right foot back, step the left foot back, meet me in plank pose. Take a chaturanga, lower down halfway. Press all the way back up, plank pose. Drop the knees down, send the hips back to meet the heels, child's pose. Gaze towards the front edge of your mat. Inhale, slide the body forwards, up dog or cobra. And on your exhale, roll over your toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale and kick the right leg long back behind you. And on your exhale, draw the right knee right behind the right elbow. Plant the foot down onto the right edge of the mat, heels in, toes out. And again, maybe you stay up here with your arms extended. Maybe you drop the back knee, untuck the back toes. Maybe you drop down onto your forearms. Find movement here. Maybe take circles with your hips in one direction and then the other. Just notice what shows up here in this pose. And what else can you soften? Maybe you relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And if you'd like to add on another stretch, maybe reach back and grab the back foot, feeling a deep stretch in the front of your left hip. Maybe again you drop down onto your left forearm and twist your chest to face the right. Release the back foot if you took the bind. Slowly start pressing yourself back up. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, big step forward, step your left foot to the left edge of the mat, heels in, toes out, low squat. Sink the hips low, hips in line with the knees, spine is long. Draw the palms together, extend the legs, extend the arms all the way up towards the sky, deep breath in. And on your exhale, sink your hips low, back to your low squat. Plant the palms down, step your left foot back, step your right foot back, plank pose. On your exhale, lower down, chaturanga, halfway. Inhale, press all the way back up, plank pose. Drop the knees down, exhale, send the hips back to meet the heels, child's pose. Gaze towards the front edge of your mat, inhale, slide through your arms, lift your chest, back bend. And on your exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, come back to your breath. Bend the knees, gaze towards the hands, step hop or float your feet to the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet to the outside edges of the mat, heels in, toes out. Setting up for Malasana or Yogi Squat, sink the hips low, draw the arms to the insides of the legs, and press the arms into the legs and the legs into the arms, creating some resistance and opening the chest. Try to focus on lengthening the crown of your head up and your tailbone down so your spine is straight. And you can stay here if you'd like, or adding on, maybe you extend your legs, take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips low. Just warming up into this. Inhale, extend, forward fold. Exhale, bend, yogi squat, sink low. Last one, inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Another deep breath here. And on your exhale, plop down. Extend your legs in front of you and slowly roll all the way down, vertebra by vertebra. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap yourself up in a ball. And then just sitting up for a twist here. Draw your knees to stack over your hips. Cross your left knee over your right knee. Extend your arms out to a T. And slowly fold your knees over to the right side of your mat. And draw your gaze long past your left fingertips. Try to lead with your heart. Maybe you focus on gluing your left shoulder blade down onto your mat. Mindfully come all the way back to center. Uncross the knees, reset, hug the knees back in towards the chest. Come back to center, cross your right knee over your left knee, extend your arms out to a T, deep breath in. And on your exhale, fold your knees over to the left side and draw your gaze long past your right fingertips. Try to lead with your chest, really wringing your torso out like a towel, just wringing out anything that's not serving you. Try to send your breath into your belly. And on your next exhale, softly come all the way back to center. Uncross the knees, hug the knees back in towards the chest, reset. Thread your arms through your knees and grab the outside edges of your feet, coming into a happy baby pose. Focusing on flexing your feet up to the sky, knees drawing in towards the armpits. Maybe extend your legs, one leg and then the other, maybe both at the same time. And then as soon as you're ready, float your feet down onto the outside edges of the mat with your knees knocking in. Place your left hand on your chest and your right hand on your belly. Gently close your eyes or soft gaze towards your nose. And just allow yourself to come back to your breath. Deep breath in, feel your belly rise underneath your hand. Deep breath out, feel your belly melt back in towards your spine. Inhale, feel your belly and your ribcage rise and expand. Exhale, feel your ribcage and your belly melt back and contract. Inhale, feel your belly, your ribcage, and your chest rise and expand all the way at the top. Exhale, Feel your chest, your rib cage, and your belly melt back and contract. And just try to stay with this, just feeling all three parts rise and fall with each and every breath. And I encourage you to stay here as long as you'd like, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes, as long as you have. Just allow yourself to simply begin again. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me, and until next time, namaste.